Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session, The Future of Fintech, Cybersecurity, Trends and Predictions. I am Shilpa Sharma, and I will be your host for the day. Before we get started, we would like to go over a few house rules. For our attendees, the session will be in listen-only mode and will last for an hour, out of which last 15 minutes will be dedicated to Q&A. Also, admissions are currently open. For further details about our courses, please visit our website www.eccu.edu. Our speaker for today's session, Faysal Ghauri. With over 2 decades of experience in cybersecurity and digital transformation, Faysal is a true pioneer in the field. He is currently pursuing a PhD in cybersecurity leadership at Capital Technology University, Maryland, USA, and holds a master's degree in cybersecurity from EC Council University. Faysal has led transformative projects across global markets, including Saudi Arabia, with a portfolio exceeding USD 3 billion. His expertise spans digital payments, cloud solution, technology governance, and more. Faysal has held leadership roles at organizations like Saudi Payments, Al Rajhi Bank, and Cisco Systems, contributing significantly to technological innovation and resilience. In addition to being a published author, he regularly speaks at global forums, sharing insights on cybersecurity, fintech, and digital transformation. Faisal's dedication to fostering organizational excellence through technology is evident in his contributions to creating resilient and innovative ecosystems. His work not only ensures security and compliance, but also paves the way for cutting-edge innovations that drive business growth and operational efficiency. Without any further delay, I would hand over the session to you, Faisal.
Thank you, Shilpa. Thank you for detailed introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Faysal Ghauri. I'm excited to be here to discuss a critical topic, which is very close to my heart, which is the fintech industry. I'm doing a lot of fintechs and startup nowadays. And the topic, as we say, the future of fintech, cybersecurity trends and predictions. As Shilpa already introduced, I have over 2 decades of experience in digital transformation and cybersecurity. I am working across various financial sectors. I'm currently pursuing PhD, which already been discussed, and today we will explore the latest trends in fintech cybersecurity, the challenges, and what the future holds to the sector. This is very important to understand, in my opinion. So, coming back to my introduction, as I mentioned, I'm a cybersecurity expert, digital transformation leader with a wealth of experience working with major institutions. I work for Cisco, Barclays Bank, Al Rajhi Bank, NCR, Saudi Payments, and now I'm having my own technology consultancy business. I have authored several publications on cybersecurity, AI, and fintech innovation, and I frequently speak at international conferences. My specialization include leading risk management strategies for fintech companies, implementing digital transformation, expertise in managing data center ecosystem. So let's quickly go through what we are going to talk about today in webinar. So the goal of today's session is to discuss the latest cybersecurity trends in the financial industries, explore future predictions, and highlight the role of cybersecurity in driving innovation and trust in fintech and why it matters. As fintech continues to grow, it's becoming a major target for cyber criminals as well. Understanding and adopting proactive cybersecurity strategies is essential for safeguarding fintech companies, ensuring compliance and maintaining consumer trust. So let's say example of the Saudi Arabia, where we are talking about currently they have more than 140 fintechs registered as of now, and by 2030 they will reach to 525. So this is the level of the growth in only one country of the Middle East. So we can understand the type of ecosystem we are building across the globe, and then with such ecosystem, what are the challenges in terms of cybersecurity we are facing. So in terms of agenda, by the end of this session, you will have a deeper understanding of the trends shaping fintech cybersecurity, practical strategies to mitigate risk, and real-world example of cybersecurity solutions in action. So we will cover several critical areas today. First, the key cybersecurity trends in fintech. such as AI-driven security, blockchain, and zero trust models. And then we will see the prediction. We will look into how the next 5 years will impact fintech innovations and cybersecurity. And you will learn how to incorporate cybersecurity measures into your fintech strategy effectively. And finally, we will cover practical steps and strategies to make fintech firms more resilient to cyber threat. I think one of the major challenges in terms of being a mentor and part of the startup advisory, I have seen most of the fintechs are lacking in terms of budget or focus on the cybersecurity, and which lead them towards different breaches. So the fintech market has, as I was discussing and giving you Saudi Arabia example, massive growth in recent years, and it's expected to reach $699 billion by 2030, growing at a compound annual growth rate of 20.3% per year. In 2023 alone, the digital payment sector processed $8.49 trillion in transactions, which highlighted the scale of fintech's influence on the global financial system. Around 64% of consumers globally use fintech services, driven by convenience, real-time processing, and the shift to mobile-first financial services. With this growth, it's critical to ensure that cybersecurity measures are in place as fintech integrates deeper into global finance. Now, despite the growth, fintech faces numerous cybersecurity challenges that could disrupt operations and lead to financial losses. In 2022, the financial sector had the second highest number of data breaches, with an average cost of $5.85 million per breach. So we can see the total kind of loss. 95% of fintech mobile apps have at least one critical security vulnerability, which is very high in terms of number. So we are talking about only 5% are secure or safe or without vulnerability. Fintech companies must navigate complex global framework like GDPR and PSD2, which impose strict data protection standards. 63% of breaches are linked to third-party vendors, and insider threats account for 60% of the breaches. Now, let's quickly go through with the emerging cybersecurity trends. So one of the key trends is the move towards a zero trust architecture. This is the buzzword nowadays. Everyone is talking about zero trust architecture. Financial institutions are implementing this model to verify every user, every device, and every connection continuously. So there is no trust for anyone. Secondly, AI and machine learning nowadays is booming. Everyone is working on AI or machine learning, so are being leveraged to detect threats in real time, significantly improving threat detection and mitigation efforts. So I have seen, or I have built most of the KYC or AML related solution in the past. Now we are integrating the AI piece into that AML or screening or KYC part, which is helping a lot in terms of fraudulent transactions or fraudulent KYCs. Now, blockchain technology is being used to secure transactions, especially in decentralized finance and cross-border payments. We are also seeing an increase in biometric authentication, such as facial recognition and fingerprint scanning, which adds another layer of security to fintech platform. As quantum computing advances, fintech companies are exploring quantum resistance encryption to prepare for future threats. Now, as AI becomes more advanced, we predict that cybercriminals will use to automate sophisticated attacks such as deepfake fraud. And this is something big we are talking. We have seen deepfake audio, deepfake video. Now we are talking about deepfake frauds. And this will be very complicated and complex to work on in terms of as ourselves as a cybersecurity professionals. So quantum computing could break current encryption standards. So fintech firms must adopt quantum resistant encryption by 2025. And this is released by 2022 Quantum Revolution in Financial Services by Boston Consulting Group. So this is one of the amazing article to read. So I would suggest if you read that, it is very interesting. I was talking about Boston Consulting Group study. It is very interesting study to read about the quantum computing, and then the future about the quantum computing and encryption resistance by 2025. So in decentralized finance, platforms will remain a target with over 2.1 billion in hacks in 2022 alone. So we have this report from Chen Analysis, which was talking about this breach. And then the last one, many firms will turn into cybersecurity as a service, which is very interesting concept developing in the market, with the market expected to grow by 15% annually by 2027. Shilpa, my slide change before moving forward.
Yes.
Okay.
It's on strategies. Yeah.
Okay. To build resilience, fintech companies should implement a zero trust model. This is very safe way, and this is the only way at the moment. Moving forward, verifying every user, every device, and every transaction. Invest in AI-driven solutions that can detect and respond to threats in real time. Staying up to date with evolving regulations and ensuring that governance is integrated into cybersecurity strategies is crucial. And 90% of successful cyber attacks begin with phishing. This is normal nowadays. Everyone is receiving phishing emails, and most of the organizations are sending internally themselves a phishing to test their awareness of the users internally. Regular employees training can significantly reduce human error risk. Now let's dive into a real-world example to understand how cybersecurity plays a crucial role in securing digital payments. So our case study is about Square Incorporation, a rapidly expanding digital payments platform. With its growth, the company faced increasing risk from cyber threats like fraud, data breaches, and compliance challenges. So that time the company was not comply with different international standards, including PCI DSS. So Square needed a robust solution to address its expanding customer base and evolving cyber threats. Their primary concerns were fraud prevention, maintaining customer trust, and complying with the standards such as PCI DSS and GDPR. Square implemented a comprehensive AI-powered fraud detection system. This is the similar what I was talking about, KYC and AML. And they also enhanced encryption protocols to protect data and adopted a zero trust architecture, which ensures that every device, user, and action is verified continuously. As a result, Square was able to reduce fraud by 38% within 2 years, greatly improved customer trust, and passed multiple compliance audits successfully. This is available online, Square Incorporation. If you Google Digital Payments and Security 2021, you will find there this case study. Now, the conclusion is this case illustrates the importance of integrating advanced cybersecurity strategies like AI-driven fraud detection and zero trust architecture to protect fintech operations and ensure compliance. We are reaching towards conclusion. As we wrap up, it's clear that cybersecurity is non-negotiable in the fintech space. As the fintech industry grows, so do the threats grows. Financial institutions and fintech firms must prioritize cybersecurity to protect their customers and their data. This is the one of the biggest problem. They don't consider this the priority, and then at the instead of proactive, they have to be reactive. Looking ahead, we can expect AI-driven defense mechanism, quantum resistance encryption, and blockchain technology to dominate the next wave of fintech security innovations. I encourage fintech firms to take a proactive approach to cybersecurity. Implementing robust forward-thinking security measures is not only essential for compliance, but also for building trust and ensuring long-term growth in the competitive space. We have covered a lot of ground today, from trends and prediction to real-world applications and fintech security. And I would love to hear from you. Please feel free to ask any question or share your thoughts about this topic we discussed. Shilpa is here. She will manage all the questions if you have any.
Thank you, Faisal, for delivering such an informative session, and our attendees share the same sentiments. If you're interested to learn more about our programs, do let us know in the poll that's going to be conducted now. If you would like to learn more, please select yes, and we will schedule a call to provide you with more information. An important note, admissions are presently open. For comprehensive details regarding our courses, kindly visit our official website www.eccu.edu. So, Faisal, shall we start with the Q&A?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay. So our first question to you is, how can security be standardized across the decentralized financial industry?
So currently there are a lot of think tanks are working on to standardize such kind of framework for the DeFi or decentralized financial industry. As of now, we don't have any standard in terms of to follow the DeFi industry as a standard. Uh, but how we can do is a difficult question because this decentralized financial industry is still evolving, still it's not fully mature.
Thank you for answering that question, Faisal. We have got a request from one of our audience that please show the first and second slide again and explain the gist about it.
So I think this is the first slide we are talking about overview of fintech landscape. Shilpa, this is one you are talking?
So
This
yeah,
was the first slide where we are talking about the overview of the fintech landscape, where we are talking about the overall market size is $699 billion market by 2030, and we are talking about the annual growth rate is 20.3% annually. And 2023 alone, payment sector processed $8.49 trillion transactions. And we talk about 64% of consumers globally using fintech services, driven by convenience, real-time processing, and mobile-first financial services. And all these, I think, on this first slide, you can see the references mentioned in the bottom of the screen. And second slide we were talking is, despite the growth, we are talking about the key security challenges. So we can see the growth in previous slide, and we can see fintech faces numerous cybersecurity challenges that could disrupt operations and lead to financial losses. We discussed 2022 was second highest number of breaches, and each breach cost on an average $5.85 million per breach. 95% of fintech mobile apps have at least one critical security vulnerability, which is alarming. The only 5% of the mobile fintech apps are secure in this other way around. Fintech companies must negative complex global framework like GDPR and PSD2. 63% of breaches are linked to third-party vendors and cited threats for 60% of the breaches. Yes, Shilpa.
thank you, Faisal, for answering that question. Our next question to you is, how to ensure the security of sensitive financial data in the field of fintech?
So in terms of fintech or any financial industry, this been driven by PCI DSS to secure the financial data or customer data in terms of transactions, on transit, on rest. So in all form of this is covered under the PCI DSS. If you want to comply with PCI DSS, you need to follow that standard. And the latest version, I believe, is PCI DSS 4. You need to follow in terms to comply with that framework.
Thank you, Faisal, for answering that question. Our next question to you is, what advancements are being made to protect sensitive financial data in fintech platforms about zero trust models and others?
So zero trust model evolved very rapidly, and we have seen in last 1 or 2 years, we have a lot of use cases implemented in fintech as well as in other financial industry sector as well. Still, we have a lot of chance of improvement in zero trust architecture as well. But however, it is one of the most secure methodology in terms to secure your financial transaction and financial data.
Thank you, Faisal, for answering that questions. We are getting a lot of questions for you based on this PPT. Okay, so our next question to you is, what are the steps in place normally to respond to cyber attacks such as DDoS and ransomware?
So now ransomware most of the time is coming through the phishing, and the phishing leads toward the ransomware. This is one of the common lead towards the ransomware. DDoS is not related to any sector. It could go to any sector, could be energy, utility, or financial. However, we have anti-DDoS solutions to protect yourself from DDoS, to redirect the traffic through DDoS cleaning center and coming back to your network.
Thank you, Faisal, for answering that question. Our next question to you is, can you please elaborate more on deepfake fraud, and is it an increasing trend on cybersecurity threat last 2 years?
So deepfake fraud is, yes, increasing that nowadays. It's not very old. It started as a different like deepfake videos and deepfake audio, which leads to deepfake fraud. The moment we start emerging into AI and ChatGPT and these free LLMs, we lead towards such deepfake technologies, and now we are leading towards deepfake fraud. However, that doesn't mean that we don't have the solution or counter solution for these deepfake frauds. So we have a lot of solutions in the market as well to counter these deepfake frauds.
Thank you, Faisal, for answering that question. Our next question to you is, are there only two techniques to cover quantum resistant encryption and blockchain?
I didn't get the question, Shilpa, sorry.
I'll repeat. Are there only two techniques to cover quantum resistant encryption and blockchain?
Now, quantum resistant encryption is new in the market. As we know, quantum computing also evolving. It's not yet adopted by everyone. So, for example, let's say about the Saudi Arabia market where I am, there is only one. The first contract was awarded by Aramco 2 or 3 months ago only. So it's very recent advancement, and in terms of quantum resistance encryption, also evolving with this adoption. So if we say there are only one or two, yes, at the moment there are very few, but there will be furthermore. The moment we are evolving with this technology, we will have further tools available in the market.
Thank you, Faisal, for answering that question. Our next question to you is, how a beginner can start his career in the field of cybersecurity field?
So we are having the webinar from EC Council University where we are talking cyber talks. So this is one of the easiest and quickest and convenient way to start your career and get the gain the knowledge from such cyber talks sessions. This is one of the quickest way, and then you can go to EC Council website where there are multiple short courses and certificates. This is second step, and then there are multiple tools available in the market to where you can practice and you can study to start your career. Now you need to choose which side of cybersecurity, because in cybersecurity it's not only the one cybersecurity, you have multiple domains within the cybersecurity as well. Once you find your niche, then you need to follow that path.
Thank you so much, Faisal, for answering that question. Our next question to you is, can AI and automation fully replace human intervention in identifying and mitigating security risk?
I don't think so. As of now, no, because even with the AI and with all the automation tool, they are heavily relying on the human intelligence as well. And so far, we know there are in different sectors or different industries. We have seen with the help of AI, they tried and experiment multiple things. For example, the autonomous car is still, we are getting challenges in terms to replace the human drivers, which is not yet possible. The same way, the AI cannot, in my opinion, AI cannot compete the human intelligence. It will remain dependent on the human intelligence.
Thank you, Faisal, for answering that question. Our next question to you is, can you share a bit about your journey and what led you to pursue a master's degree at EC Council University?
So basically, I have graduated bachelor's in information technology. I was infrastructure and technology guy. I started my career as a network, and then I moved towards project management. I have done the PMP, PGMP, PFMP, all flavors of the PMI, all the standards and level of PMI certifications. And then I thought, not for career perspective, but for my personal growth or for personal passion, I should go towards the cybersecurity, where I lead towards EC Council University, and I started my master's in cybersecurity leadership side, and now I'm pursuing my PhD in the same cybersecurity leadership. So this was my journey in brief.
Thank you, Faisal, for answering that question. Next question to you is, how can quantum resistant encryption reduce the risk of data breach?
As we discussed earlier, there is a prediction that quantum will be able to reach the standard 256-bit encryption. So that's mean they will come up with high level of encryption. So that high level of encryption running on the quantum will be more secure, more fast, and more difficult to break. So this is what we are expecting at the moment.
Thank you, Faisal, for answering that question. Our next question to you is, what factors do you believe are driving the rapid growth of global fintech market expected to reach $699 billion by 2030?
Okay. So one of the major factor is, I think, the mobile convenience. All of your applications running on your mobile, and this is the one of the most convenient. You are sitting, you are sleeping, you are standing, you are driving, you can do your transaction from your one or two clicks. So this is one of the most so convenience is the key, which is leading towards such growth. Real-time transaction is especially for the cross-border payments. This is the second factor, I think, which is taking towards this growth. And third is a different mindset away from the conventional banking. So these are the three factors, I believe, behind these such growth.
Thank you, Faisal, for answering that question. Our next question to you is, there are more attacks through phishing. Hackers usually take advantage of knowledge gap with end users. From Africa perspective, in my experience, this is a huge challenge, posing a huge risk on data breach and affects user adoption of fintech. What is your comment on this?
No, I totally agree. The literacy or awareness is very critical nowadays in terms of cybersecurity. Uh, Wherever you are not prioritizing your cybersecurity or governance within your organization, you will face such kind of challenges where your users or your internal customers are not aware, and they are clicking on they are targeting of such phishing attempts.
Thank you, Faisal, for answering that question. Uh, we'll take last two questions for the day. In your opinion, what are the biggest challenges fintech companies face in increasing consumer adoption in regions where penetration is lower?
So, in my opinion, the can you repeat again? Just let me connect the dots. I missed something.
Yeah. In your opinion, what are the biggest challenges fintech companies faces in increasing consumer adoption in regions where penetration is lower?
So fintech, where the penetration is lower, increasing the customer, I believe the major challenge in terms is fintechs usually coming as a startups. Fintechs has the funding problem. Fintech has a mentoring problem. Either fintech owner is business guy or either fintech founder is the technical guy. So the combination, the balance between business and technology, if that is missing, that leads towards the biggest challenge in terms of way forwarding or bringing customer on board, especially in such market where you have big players already available or you have a very limited window for the penetration.
Thank you, Faisal, for answering that questions. We are getting more and more questions for you. It's like the questions are floating in our boxes. Okay, we'll take next question for you is convenience, real-time processing, and mobile-first services are key drivers of fintech adoption. How are these features shaping the future of financial services?
This is the beauty of the fintech where we are talking about, we are away from the conventional banking mindset. So conventional bank would like to have their branch system, would like to have physically someone customer is coming. They more talking about papers. So where we have a fintech, we are talking about the digital experience, user experience, mobile friendly, convenience. So these are the beauty of the fintech. We are leading towards the growth we are seeing at the moment in the market. Uh, you are talking about the largest economies in the world, or Indian market or Chinese market, you will see we have a lot of use cases in terms of WeChat, in terms of different payment systems in India. So these are real-time example where they are leading and they are competing with big conventional banking players.
Thank you, Faisal. Our next question to you is, what are the emerging trends in fintech industry in terms of cybersecurity?
There are multiple trends we already discussed. For example, we already discussed that emerging will be the AI automation base kind of the cyber defense, quantum base, quantum resistance kind of encryption. So these are emerging trends at the moment for within fintech industry or within the cybersecurity.
Thank you, Faisal. Our next question to you is, someone has asked, Faisal, my question is regarding how fintech companies can prevent the increasing cybersecurity threats, especially those targeting digital payments. I would also like to know if there are any new methods or strategies that fintech companies can adopt to strengthen security in the coming years.
It all depends how you start your fintech, what design or architecture you are following, what methodology you are adopting. So if you are starting with some rigid kind of technology stack, you will face that will be very secure, but you will face the performance issue. If you are starting with very good in terms of performance, you will face the security issues. So you need to find a right balance in terms of technology where you will have a right technology stack for your, especially for the payment system, because in the payment system, the performance is the key where you need real-time transactions. You cannot wait for microservices to respond to your transaction. So the key is find the right technology stack and balance that stack.
Thank you, Faisal, for answering that question. We'll take last question for the day. What is the role of ethical hacker in a fintech industry?
So ethical hacker is doing same as they are doing in any other industry, like vulnerability assessment, like penetration testing. So ethical hacker is doing the same to proactively figure out the gaps or breaches, all the vulnerabilities within your environment before it reach to black hat.
Thank you, Faisal, for answering those questions and for the great presentation and knowledge shared with our global audiences. It was a pleasure to have you with us, and we are looking for more and more sessions with you. Now, before we conclude the webinar, Faisal, would you like to give a small message to our audience?
Thank you all for attending today's session. I hope I was able to answer all of the questions you have asked. I hope you gained valuable insights into the future of fintech and cybersecurity. And if you have any further questions or would like to connect, feel free to reach out to me. I look forward to continuing this conversation in future as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Faisal, for the message to our audience.